Chapter 22. Men, brethren, and fathers, hear my defense to you now. And having heard that he addressed them in the Hebrew language, they became even more quiet. And he said, I am indeed a Jewish man, born in Tarsus of Cilicia, but brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, having been instructed according to the exactness of the law of the fathers, and was zealous for God, even as all of you are this day, who persecuted this way unto death, binding men and women and delivering them up to prison. As also the high priest can bear witness of me and all of the elders, from whom also having received letters for the brethren, I went to Damascus, to also bring those who were there bound to Jerusalem, so that they might be punished. And while I was on my journey and coming near to Damascus, about noon, suddenly a bright light shone about me from heaven. And I fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to me, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? And I replied, Who are you, Lord? And he said to me, Jesus the Nazarene, whom you are persecuting. And those who were with me definitely saw the light and were terrified, but they did not hear his voice speaking to me. And I said, What shall I do, Lord? And the Lord said to me, Rise up and go to Damascus, and there you shall be told about everything that has been appointed for you to do. But since I could not see, because of the glory of that light, those who were with me took my hand and led me to Damascus. And one Ananias, a devout man according to the law, well spoken of by all the Jews living there, came to me, and standing beside me, he said, Brother Saul, look up. In that very hour I looked upon him. Then he said, The God of our fathers has appointed you to know his will and to see the righteous one and hear his voice from his mouth, because you will be his witness to all men of what you have seen and heard. And now, why delay? Rise up, be baptized, and wash away your sins, calling on the name of the Lord. And after I returned to Jerusalem, and while I was praying in the temple, I came into an ecstasy, and saw him saying to me, Hurry, and get out of Jerusalem quickly, because they will not receive your testimony concerning me. And I said, Lord, they realize that I imprisoned and beat in the synagogues those who believed in you. And while the blood of your witness Stephen was poured out, I myself was standing by and approving also of his murder, and keeping the coats of those men who killed him. And he said to me, Go, for I will send you into the nations far away. Up to this point they listened to his words, but they lifted up their voice, saying, Away from the earth with such a person! It is not right that he should live. And they were shouting and throwing off their coats and tossing dust into the air. The tribune commanded that he be led to the barracks, saying that he should be examined by flogging to know the reason for the outcry against him. But when they stretched him out with straps, Paul said to the centurion standing by, Is it legal for you to whip a man who is a Roman and not condemned? When the centurion heard this, he went to the tribune and said, What are you about to do? For this man is a Roman. And the tribune came, asking him, Tell me, are you a Roman? And he said, Yes. The tribune answered, With a large sum I got my citizenship. Paul said, I was born one. Immediately then, those about to examine him drew back from him, and the tribune also was afraid, for he realized that he was a Roman and that he had bound him. Since he wanted to know what he was being accused of by the Jews, the next day he released him and ordered the chief priests and the entire Sanhedrin to meet. He brought Paul down and stood before them.